Normally, when you hear about a celebrity stalker, it's the celebrity being stalked. But on this occasion, the Duchess of Sussex, who is not without her bunny boiler qualities, has reversed the roles and done the stalking by sending a crazed letter to a fan. Amanda Hirsch is the host of the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast. No, me neither. And on her show, she expressed concerns about the Duchess's Netflix lifestyle series With Love Meghan before it was released, saying that she was worried about the possible hate that the Duchess might receive, proving herself to be quite the Nostradamus. I might ask her about the future direction of interest rates. After watching the trailer of the show, the podcast host added that the Duchess may have come across as inauthentic. Not an unreasonable concern, given that Meghan has the authenticity of a cardboard Rolex watch. Well, we know that Meghan Markle, or Meghan Sussex, or Meghan Mountbatten Windsor, or Woko Mono, or whatever the hell we're supposed to call her these days, is preoccupied with her public image. When she's not sprinkling dried flowers on food, putting damp lavender towels in the fridge, and transferring perfectly good pre-packaged food from one bag to another, and calling that cooking, it seems that Meghan sits on the internet watching and listening to everything that is said about her. Most normal celebrities wouldn't even know what was being said about them on a random podcast. And if they did, they'd ignore it. Can you imagine Sir Elton John writing a letter to an obscure online commentator saying, "Don't worry, my next album's going to be great"? It's just embarrassing. But our Meghan knows no shame. And here is what Meghan wrote. "Dear Amanda, I heard you were feeling scared. Were you scared? Don't be. This is the fun part. Let's enjoy it. Ooh! As ever, Meghan." Now, do you notice she signs off the letter as ever? A little plug for her company there. You see, she is relentless. Now, let's analyse what she said. This is the fun part. Fun for who? Not the viewers of With Love Meghan. Season 1 of the Netflix show was less popular than Prince Andrew at a school disco. Now, on the face of it, this decision by Meghan to write to her internet fangirl is a kind gesture. And Amanda was certainly excited, telling Meghan, "You have a fan for life." But I think it represents Meghan Markle's self-obsession, which borders on narcissism. And I find it creepy. The Duchess makes Kathy Bates from the film Misery seem strangely well adjusted. An affectionate post-it note from Hannibal Lecter would be less terrifying. It's amazing she didn't write the card using cut-out letters from the newspaper. Now, in a brilliant exclusive, the Daily Mail have had this stalkery note analysed by someone called Tracy Trussell, who sounds like an adult movie star, but is in fact a world-renowned handwriting expert, or graphologist, to give her her correct title. Examining the letter closely, she said Meghan was projecting a cultured image with a manufactured persona lacking soul. There's a surprise. In other news, the Pope has Catholic leanings and bears relieve themselves in the woods. She went on to say that the writing represented style over substance and pseudo-fake sophistication. Shocked, I tell you, shocked. Now, this handwriting expert also said the laboured penmanship is there to disguise underlying feelings of inadequacy. Interesting. She said Meghan is hiding behind a carefully constructed mask, meaning that we never really get to know what's going on underneath. It is all a smokescreen. She adds that the large size of the handwriting shows how Meghan is determined to come across as confident, but this is just an overcompensation for weakness and feelings of inferiority and anxiety. She goes on, her handwriting is all for applause and effect, but without any real feeling or emotion. OMG! This handwriting lady is a genius. This is Meghan inside out. She goes on, the large and disproportionately oversized capital letters reflect her immense vanity and her hunger for validation and respect. In a damning assessment, she also says that the clockwork regularity of the writing uncovers her intolerant, demanding, and inflexible approach to life. Well, this analysis is very well put together and tells us everything that we need to know about the Duchess: her insecurity, her dishonesty, her lust for control, and her deep desire to shape and manipulate how she is seen by others. Now, I reviewed each episode of With Love Meghan on this channel, and given my severe PTSD, will probably need counselling and strong medication for the foreseeable future. But I'm also petrified that given that I've been talking about her, and we've had a lot of people watching in the last few weeks, potentially the Duchess among them, maybe I'm going to get a creepy, handwritten, stalkery note myself. Or maybe I'll wake up to find her standing in my garden. Or in the kitchen, boiling the family pet, like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. I think this letter writing is terrifying. It's passive-aggressive, it's a flex, a power play, and straight out of the Meghan playbook. And there's one other telling feature of the note that she sent to the podcast host. It's got something very similar to a royal crest on it, something called a royal cipher, which was granted to Meghan by the Queen in 2018, and she's still using it to this day. Now, the Duchess claims to have had a miserable time as a serving royal, and has demonstrated at every turn that she actively hates the monarchy, with unfounded and deeply damaging allegations made against an unnamed member of the royal household, and a litany of TV interviews attacking the family and the institution. But she still keeps the Duchess title and the posh royal monogram. Why would that be if her time in Buckingham Palace was so unhappy and so traumatic? Well, I can think of a few million reasons why. But the truth is that she can call herself Meghan Sussex and have the title Duchess and put a royal symbol on her handwritten notes. But Meghan Markle always was and always will be the wannabe royal. But she's clung on to this royal stuff because she has nothing else. It's all she's got. For all of her talk of being an inspirational leader, and don't forget, I'll be reviewing every episode of her new podcast in April, it's poor old Prince Harry and his royal lineage that are her meal ticket. That's why she speaks about him in such revered and glowing tones, referring to him as H. Oh, H, I love H. Did you know he's my husband? H is my husband. Oh, he's my husband. H boy. Oh, is my husband. He's my husband. Whoop-a-ba. H is my husband. This woman knows how valuable Harry's royal connections are, and it's a gravy train from which she will not be disembarking anytime soon. Even when she and Harry divorce, which I sadly predict is inevitable, no doubt she'll try to keep her manicured talons, not just on the millions of dollars the couple have made and their portfolio of assets, but the Duchess title too. Now, my royal insider tells me that this is constitutionally possible. She could hang on to the title Duchess as long as Charles does not rescind it, which, given that he's a gentleman, is unlikely. And as for Meghan's letter to this podcast star, her indulgent musings and creepy calligraphy are barely worth the price of a stamp. If the recipient has any sense, she'll return to sender. My husband! Oh, H!